Hey, what's up, podcast fam? You're listening to the one, the only, Toni On One Podcast, where we dive deep into the hottest topics, juicy conversations, and all things trending. I'm your host, Toni, and I'm here to bring the heat and keep you in the know. Are you ready? Let's get into it. Welcome back to another episode of Toni On One's podcast with the segment Hot Topic. Now, looking at the news and everywhere else, it makes you wonder, in America, are we really living by the Constitution? Like, what is happening? We see on the news all the time where someone's constitutional rights have been just destroyed, basically, just ignored as if it wasn't even there. And it makes you wonder, okay, so what is changing? What is happening? What's the purpose of the Constitution then and now? Like, what's going on? So today, that's what we're going to be talking about. The purpose of the Constitution. And its importance, of course. So get ready, let's dive in. And welcome to all my new listeners. Thank you for tuning in. If you're not subscribed, and followed, go ahead and do so. And leave me a comment in the comment section below if you're listening to this via YouTube. Let me know what you think on this. And what's happening to all my day ones? Much love and respect to y'all. Y'all be holding me down. Yes, y'all do. But the purpose of the Constitution, then and now, the purpose of the Constitution, both then and now, serves as the bedrock of the United States governance and the protection of individual rights. Okay, that's what we were told and taught and everything. When drafted in the late 18th century, the Constitution aimed to establish a more cohesive and effective government, as the original Articles of Confederation proved inadequate. It sought to strike a balance between granting power to the central government, demonstrated by the creation of 3 separate branches, while concurrently safeguarding individual liberties through the Bill of Rights. Okay, so, when they first drew it up, it wasn't quite right and had to redo some things, apparently. The Constitution then provided a framework for the formation of a strong and stable nation, ensuring that no single branch or individual could dominate, thus fostering a system of checks and balances. Okay, let me start right there. See, that's where I have some issue, and I'm pretty sure you all do too. The part where it's supposed to be ensuring that no single branch or individual could dominate. So we're going to put a pin in that right there because we know what's going on. The news tells us, our eyes tell us, we hear it on the radio, it's online, news is everywhere. And it seems that, we'll take Trump for example, who really wants to dominate and actually had been doing so for a while. But it's situations like that makes you question that part of the Constitution. Because you've got so many different entities and organizations and their leaders, which can sometimes often be in office, trying to dominate. And that's a problem. And that's where a lot of problems stem from. Now, additionally, it outlined the structure of federal and state governments and their respective roles. Now, centuries later, the purpose of the Constitution remains largely unchanged, but it has been changed. It serves as a guiding force that continues to protect and uphold the rights of American citizens, while also adapting to the evolving needs and changes of contemporary society. I have an issue there too. I'm pretty sure y'all know. Y'all like, wait, what? On the part where it's supposed to continue to protect and uphold the rights of American citizens. We can look at our governing body as it relates to police. I don't have to go through all the names because we know them. We know all the names of the people who we've seen on the internet, we've seen online, we've seen in our news apps and Facebook, all the social media. Those videos get posted some of everywhere. And it's clear that oftentimes now, it does not seem to protect and uphold the rights of American citizens. We see it. With its amendment process, the Constitution allows for the incorporation of new rights, such as civil rights and women's suffrage, ensuring that it remains a living document responsive to the ever-changing ideas and values of we, the American people. So if it's ever changing, that means we should be able to change things as we, being the people, through voting. Our votes do count. And if anyone has ever told you that your vote does not matter or count, are lying to you. It does matter. Who we put up there to speak for us and to make decisions based on what we need and want. Because it's not just them getting into office and doing what they want. No, it's a job that they're supposed to do what we want and what we need. They're there to speak up for us and come up with these legislations and all these rules and laws and things of that sort. They're working for us, on behalf of us. That's what it's supposed to be. So the question comes, well, what is the purpose of the Bill of Rights? Well, the Bill of Rights, ratified in 1791, holds immense significance in the history of the United States. Its primary purpose is to safeguard the fundamental rights and liberties of American citizens, ensuring the protection of individual freedoms against potential government infringement. We see a lot of government infringement. That's a problem. That is a huge problem, actually. Now, the Founding Fathers, drawing inspiration from prominent philosophers such as John Locke, recognized the importance of limiting the power of the federal government and preventing it from encroaching upon the natural rights of its citizens. Can we all agree that they're not doing that like that? They are, in fact, in several ways, encroaching. Can we agree on that part? Y'all let me know what y'all think about that part as well. Consequently, the first 10 amendments to the United States Constitution, collectively known as the Bill of Rights, were adopted. These amendments guarantee essential liberties such as freedom of speech, religion, and the press, as well as the right to bear arms and be protected from unreasonable searches and seizures. Right there. The right to bear arms, they're messing with that. As well as they're messing with the fact that we're supposed to be protected from unreasonable searches and seizures. So that's 2 right there. But it's documented it's not supposed to be that way. Now, the Bill of Rights serves as a cornerstone of American democracy. Okay, let me stop right there. Democracy. Democrat. Democracy. I'll just let that simmer right there. Of American democracy. Sounds more like Democrat. Right? Now, yeah. Now, cementing the principles of individual autonomy and limiting the potential for government abuse of power. How do we do that? Because we're clearly not living by the Constitution, because our rights in several ways are being ignored as if they don't even exist. So has that part changed? Because if it has, that's a problem. Your citizens don't know that. That's abuse of your citizens, which makes America look very bad. We're supposed to be a respectable country. But if we're not living and being treated according to the Constitution, as well as its Bills of Rights, then those who are ignoring those rights and violating those rights should face criminal charges. Criminal with financial penalties. And we're not talking a slap on the wrist, probation. No. Hard time should be served. If y'all are running with the founding fathers, it's always talked about the founding fathers, drawing inspiration from philosophers, and it's been adapted. But you're not treating your citizens as such. Which begs the question, what can citizens do when there is government abuse of power? And we're going to go into that one in the next podcast. But the Bill of Rights and the Constitution is there. We need to know it. We need to understand it. All citizens should know their rights. They should know the purpose of the Bill of Rights, the purpose of the Constitution as a whole. It can be looked up online, or you can go to the library. But know these. Understand these. And we'll talk about ways to enforce this. Because they're no longer standing up for us. They're no longer speaking up for us. They're no longer doing things the right way, the moral way. They're not abiding by the law anymore. The law is not abiding by the law anymore. That's disturbing to hear in itself. But unfortunately, we are not living or being treated as we should based off the Constitution. And it's supposed to be there to help us. So tune in next time. And y'all let me know y'all thoughts on this or any other topics y'all would like to talk to. But catch the next one to know what citizens can do in cases of government abuse of power. And that's a wrap, fam. We just explored some seriously spicy topics today on our Hot Topics segment. Thank you for tuning in and keeping up with the latest issues. But remember, the conversation doesn't end here. We encourage all of you, our incredible listeners, to continue this dialogue in your own communities. Now, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe button so you never miss out on our sizzling discussions. Until next time, stay curious and engaged. This is Toni, signing off for the Toni On One Podcast. Be safe and stay cool. T On One radio station listeners are awesome. Because of this, your voice is very important. Listeners are encouraged and welcome to call in live during a show or leave a message with your thoughts and opinions, whether it's the Sound Meditation Podcast, the Toni On One Podcast, the Sister Talk Podcast with Sister Such and Such, the Underground Podcast about music, or Inspire Our Podcast. We're trying to inspire the world. That's T On One Radio. So listeners' voice is very important. So give us a call at 318-315-3586. Again, 318-315-3586. And voice your opinion. Hi guys, this is Toni On One. And I am here to tell you a little bit about my radio station. All shows are by T On One Radio, the talk show podcast station. Shows are available anytime for download, play on demand, and they're on most of your podcast sites and or apps. Subscribe and hit the notification bell on YouTube. The name over there is Toni On One, as well as like, follow, and share on social media. We're on one. So tune in for raw, uncut talk.